What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today of course we are starting our first 10 FUT Champs games. We're going to be doing the marquee matchups and I've got something a little different at the end of this video. At the end of the video I'm going to go live after the first batch of 10 games and talk about the 10 games there and then, talk about the team, show any changes and just have a general discussion. The reason why I'm going to do that this time around instead of just doing post-com is because sometimes I feel like the FUT Champs gameplay just gets a little bit irrelevant. So I want to keep it relevant and let you guys know real time what's going on in my mind. Obviously today's Friday and you're seeing this. This video might be a bit late because it's already 20 to 9 and I've only just started recording it. Saturday, Sunday and Monday will encompass the other 30 games. So when you see Monday's video, that could well be games played from Saturday. When I'm talking on the video, it's not going to have the same emotion, the same effect. So I was there. Now, guys, if we drop a thumbs up, that would be absolutely awesome. Secondly, I wasn't expecting anything out of this weekend league. You know, obviously I've built a pretty decent team. Ronaldo, Suarez and Bale are just next level players. So, you know, to look at those, I should say, okay, this should be quite a comfortable weekend for me. You know, aiming for gold 1 this weekend because of the requirements. But outside of that, you know, I was unsure of the defence. I haven't really played with this defence much. The midfield, I've been chopping and changing a lot over the last 3 or 4 days. I can't really settle for a midfield that I want. So I was kind of like, you know what, I went into this weekend league thinking, hey, I'm playing decent FIFA. I've got Elite again last week, which is great. I'll be happy because of the requirements with Gold 1. Like, Gold 1 will just make me happy, for sure. Then I started playing these games and now I'm like, okay, I think we should be I will be upset with anything less than elite. Cristiano Ronaldo, as per the title of this video, is the best player I've used in FIFA. It's crazy how my mentality of who I like changes based on who I'm playing with at the time. I'd said for a long time that Ronaldo was the best player in FIFA. I said it for a while. Then that Player of the Month Hazard come out and then I was like, holy crap, this Player of the Month Hazard is next level. And because I was playing with him a lot and not playing with Ronaldo, I was like, yeah, this is the best card. Like, there's just no one better. Then Ibra came along and I started playing with him up front, and I would consider Ibra better than Hazard. If you said you have to pick one of these only, I would pick Ibra over Hazard. Then I started playing with Ronaldo again in this series, and he just puts them both to shame. I know a lot of people were unsure with me buying Ronaldo for this series. A lot of people were like, oh, why have you bought him? It's a waste, yada, yada, yada. And I took that on board. I sat there and thought, you know what, it could be a waste. But at the end of the day, I could just sell him, get everything back bar tax, and go and buy much better players. But he is just game-changing. He just has something different about him that makes him better than everyone. I can't explain it, and this is only, I say only, this is the 94 Ronaldo. This isn't even a 99 Ronaldo. This is the 94 Ronaldo. He scores goal after goal after goal. He gets assist after assist after assist. I think when people see Ronaldo, they immediately fear the game. They immediately think, oh God, I'm screwed. When you see Messi, you don't think, oh God, this is going to be a tough game. When you see Suarez, when you see Royce, when you see Aubameyang, when you see Hazard or Ibra, you never really think, oh my God, I'm screwed. When you see Ronaldo, you are literally like, holy crap, this is it. One of the comments, let's get the comment actually, because I wanted to talk about this first. Brian O'Leary has this comment, and a lot of people had very similar views to Brian throughout the comment section when I was reading them. Brian says that I'm Division 3 and I can't qualify. Especially with the requirements, it's too hard, it's driving me away from the game. Without FUT Champs, it's no fun. EA need to make a separate tournament. I got a lot to say about your comment, but first and foremost, I do agree that the requirements are not okay for FUT Champs. I understand why EA want to make requirements, because it's like, hey, let's make it fun, let's make people, you know, squad building and etc. like that. But one of the problems people have, and you'll see it in a few of the opponents that I face in this weekend league stint of 10 games here, one of the problems we have is that if you've invested a lot of money into SBC cards like I have with my, you know, Player of the Month Son, Hazard, Ibra, Sterling, Dele Alli, like the SBC cards I've done, everything that I've done, all of those players are untradeable. So when now all of a sudden EA say you're not allowed to use any of those, I'm screwed. If I don't have excess players and excess coins, I can't just sell those players and go and buy some other players. I'm screwed. And what I came up against in a few teams here was just players that you're just like, wow, how on earth has he qualified with this team? well, he probably wouldn't have qualified with that team. Probably would have qualified with his main team and then been forced to use this team because he didn't have coins to buy anything else. And because the way the requirements changed the shape of the market, for someone to sell their BPL team from last weekend, they would have lost 20 or 30% immediately just because everyone's dumping their BPL players to buy Bundesliga or La Liga players. So let's say you had a team worth 1 million coins last Friday for the BPL. That team is now worth only 800,000 coins on the Monday. You've had to use it because it's BPL requirements. Now you've got 800,000 coins to buy a team for this weekend league, and these prices are now so hiked because everyone's buying them that you're getting for 800k what you would have got for 400k previously. Then you play this weekend league, and then on Monday coming, you sell this team that you've now spent for 800k and it's only going to be worth 500k. So you're going to have lost half of your coins like that just because you're having to change teams. I don't agree with that. I don't think EA should force people to have to use specifics unless it's to do with legends. In my opinion, limit people to using only 1 or 2 legends because they are a different class, a different breed of player. I'm totally okay with EA saying every weekend you are allowed a maximum of 2 legends in your starting 18. I think that's relatively fair. It doesn't really affect the majority of people. It still allows certain people to have their their Hullets and their Bests, their Vieiras, their Ferdinands, etc. But it doesn't take it to a point where it's like, holy crap, how can I compete against this stupid legend team? So I have that opinion. With what you said about it's driving you away from the game, again, I've got a lot of viewers that have messaged me. I tweeted out on Thursday night, something like 7 hours till Foot Champs or something, and I got a lot of people replying back saying, I'm not doing it this week. And so when I asked a little bit more as to why, a lot of people are not playing Foot Champs this weekend league because they didn't want to have to use teams that they didn't want to play with, or they didn't want to have to sell teams that they've enjoyed using, only to lose money on them, then buy overpriced Bundesliga, La Liga players, and then have to sell those and lose money on those. And then because next week there are no requirements again to buy their initial team back from last weekend, they're going to end up losing money again because those prices are going to have gone up. So a lot of people have actually opted out of this weekend league. And I'm sure EA have seen that because for the next 2 weekends, there are no requirements. I don't know what's going to happen going forwards, but I'm sure EA can see how many people play on average on a weekend. And I'm sure this weekend and last weekend with the Premier League, they're going to look at that and think, wow, 30, 40, maybe 50% people less than normal are playing Foot Champs when we put requirements on. To go to your EA need to make a separate tournament and it's just not fun without Foot Champs, I think this is a huge issue in FIFA right now. I think EA, and again, I would like to be clear in saying I think Foot Champs and SBCs are amazing. They're the best thing that have been put into FIFA in many, many years. However, it seems like they are gearing everything toward Foot Champs and SBCs, that if you are not able to compete in SBCs because you don't have the funds available, and if you're not able to compete in Foot Champs because you're not a good enough player, there's nothing in this game for you. Draft is dead af. Divisions is genuinely garbage. The daily knockouts, again, they have so many requirements that it screws people. If you don't already have the players in your club, it screws you from being able to get involved in that because you don't have the players. And then if you want the players, especially the good players, they're going to cost you 3 or 4 times the normal amount just because it's part of a requirement tournament. What I propose is, and we've spoken about this before, and I think this would be good for the game, I propose EA to bring back just a regular Gold Cup or Silver Cup and Bronze Cup where you just use any team that you want and put a prize in it that's semi-decent, a 5k untradeable pack every time you win the Gold Cup. That allows people that aren't involved in Foot Champs to still get rewarded, still feel like they're winning things and playing in a competitive scene, and help build them up to be able to play into Foot Champs. I believe the divisions rewards need to just be changed. They need to add packs or better prizes because for 8 games, or even 10 games in Division 1, you can get 7,500 coins for getting, your 18 points. For that same 10 games, if you played it in Foot Champs, you would get far, far better rewards if you came out with the same win-loss ratio. So I think they need to adapt and change that. Like it's horrendous to the point where winning Division 2, which I've done 4 consecutive times because I've been relegated from Division 1 3 times and won the title obviously on the way up initially. Winning Division 2 gives you 13,000 coins, and winning Division 1, which is considerably harder, not only because of opponent level but also because of points required, gives you only 15,000 coins. It's nearly more profitable and efficient to relegate yourself from Division 1 and then win Division 2 and then just relegate yourself from Division 1 again. That shouldn't be the way it is. It shouldn't be a situation where somebody says, hey, what's better, winning the top division or purposely losing the top division then winning the second division? That shouldn't even be a question in contention. It should just be a winning Division 1. Like, winning Division 1 is no easy feat. Only 15,000 coins. Give us some packs, some players, some kits, some badges, an untradeable pack. Give us something to entice people into doing things through the week when there is no FUT champs. I agree with you. They need to add something more. I would most definitely agree. Alex Ballard says Kovacic in form just got upgraded to an 84 with 83 stamina. Sod's law, isn't it? I sold him. I bought Modric off the back of that. No less than 12 hours later, he gets an upgrade. But not only did he get an upgrade, as you said, his stamina got a huge upgrade. I now wish I kept him. I would prefer him. But I'm going to stick with Modric for this week because I'm going to sell Modric probably at the end of the week and just get some coins back, and it won't make any difference to me. Next comment is from Harry Duffield. It says, I asked this a couple of episodes ago and it got around 800 likes. I hope you see it this time. Do you think EA should go goal of the month just to spice up SBCs because they have an award for it, but it never really shows value in the game? Would love to hear your thoughts. Love the vids, man. Peace. And if you don't believe we've got 800 likes, check the E-Man of the Match in a pack vid. I did see the comment. Sometimes I pick comments. Like right now, I've still got 3, 6, 7. I've still got 9 comments that I want to get through in this video. We're already halfway through the video, and this is only the 3rd comment. So sometimes I take comments that I want to read, and I just don't have time to get through them because I ramble on so much about so much. But yeah, I'd like more SBCs. The more the better. I would love to see more SBCs. On that note, before we actually get into the goal of the month specifically, there was another comment from JMS that said, hey Nep, do you think EA should make a new Player of the Month SBCs but from different leagues? For example, Player of the Month Marco Reus from Bundesliga, and would you buy them? Love the vids. Yeah, I would get them. I'd move heaven and earth to do as much as I could for any special card that comes out in an SBC. In terms of goal of the month, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Who does it bother? Just give them like real advantage. Like even just don't change anything. Let's say goal of the month was, I don't even know who won goal of the month, but let's say they've got a standard card. Let's say it's Sigurdsson's card, and he's got 80 shooting. I don't know how much he is, but for argument's sake, let's say he's got 80 shooting. For goal of the month, because he got goal of the month, just give him 95 shooting. Literally keep the rest of his stats identical, and just give him 95 shooting and that purple card. Boom. Doesn't have to be like a full upgrade on a player for scoring one banging goal, but it would just be awesome to see, EA give like heavily advanced stats out of nowhere for things like that. And on the same vein from the other comment, yeah, I would love to see more SBCs. I assume it's only EPL because of licensing. What you've noticed is most of the players that we've got as SBCs are EPL players. There's a few League Ones, a few Calcio A's, a few La Ligas, a few Bundesligas, and a few like Randys here and there, like one Hyundai A-League, one Swedish league, etc., etc. But the bulk of the SBC cards are BPL or EPL. So that for me, that just goes towards EA having more freedom to be able to do things with that than with all the other leagues. For all you know, they could be saying to Bundesliga, hey, you see how Marco Reus was Player of the Month? We'd love to put a Marco Reus Player of the Month card in our game. And Bundesliga or Dortmund or Marco Reus himself turns around and says, no, I don't want that. And then they can't fight it. That's it. It's just, if it's a no, it's a no. Or they might turn around and say, okay, sure, you could do that, but we want €1 million for that. And FIFA might be EA might be sitting there being like, well, we'll give you 100,000 euros because that's what we give to all the other clubs or bodies or governing bodies that are involved. But all of a sudden, this one club or this one player or this one entity wants 10 times the going value to have a special card in FIFA. EA might not make that money back off of that card, so they'll turn around and say, you know what, no, don't worry about it, we'll do something else. And then that, politics are a big deal in what goes into video games. You'll be surprised to the point where if you play FIFA in the early beta builds, quite often the players have no invisible feet. And the reason why they have invisible feet is because the boots haven't been confirmed as okay to put in the game. As crazy as it is, what difference does it make? It's just some boots. Who cares? Well, any Nike boot that you see in this game, the image and the representation of that individual boot in every scenario has been sent to a representative of Nike to confirm that that's okay to go in the game. It's mental, but it's such a high-driven money industry that it's imperative to everyone in every sense that everything is perfect. In that manner. Obviously for EA there's a lot of problems in this game, but in terms of that sort of stuff, everything's always perfect. Like you never go into a game and think, oh man, that Arsenal badge looks a bit wonky, or oh man, that Man United badge is on the wrong side of the shirt, because all of that goes through strenuous testing and like, you know, observations, and it never comes out wrong. And it's a little easier for them because, you know, it all gets sent to each club individually. Hey, are you happy with this bundle? Are you happy with this bundle? Are you happy with this bundle? Then it all comes back, yes, 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 yes. No, we like this change. No, we want this change. So yeah, change that. And then with a game, it's like, hey, we made a game. Let's put it out on the shelves. Brilliant. Wait, guys. You're not going to test that game. Testing schmesting. We've got millions of people that will test this for us. Any problems this year, we'll fix them next year. Don't worry about it. So that's where I'm at there. Dion Petrella says, wouldn't it be cool if by the end of the FIFA cycle you compared this account with the FIFA 16 account? It would be cool, and we can definitely do it. Let me tell you something though, without even looking at the old account, this account is at least 3 or 4 times better already. I've already got around twice more wins and less losses on this account. And in general, I've got more coins, better players, etc, etc, etc. Dion White, didn't we just read a comment from Dion White as well? He says, hi Nep, would you prefer EA to make a FIFA not a 1-year cycle so they can fix all the problems big and small instead of worrying about how successful their next game is going to be? Love to hear your thoughts on this and keep up the great work. Well, thank you for the kind words and the comment, dude. I don't mind FIFA in general being a yearly cycle. You know, FIFA 17, FIFA 18, FIFA 19, FIFA 20, yada, yada, yada. Brand new features, the journey, head-to-head seasons, this, that, and the other. I just wish they would release Ultimate Team as its own game, on its own disc, like literally as its own entity, as not a cycle. Because that way, like, there could just be so much more done with the game. Sure, you can have like resets every 12 months, but ultimately everything would be the same. So, you know, this team of the season, we get X amount of players, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the, like, the traditional season, at the end of the year for, like, football clubs and stuff, all special cards, you do something with them, you know? It's like, okay, special cards are going to be unplayable, but we'll give you an SBC where you can dump all those special cards into and just get load of packs to open at the start of the next game. Stuff like that, you know, start of the next season to build your clubs up again. Stuff like that. I think Ultimate Team as its own entity, as its own video game, would be very, very important to the series, to the cycle, and would really, really help with development and bug, eradicating the bugs and issues in the game. I think it would be massive, and I think it would sustain itself as well because of the microtransactions. That might mean that the game itself, like FIFA 18, let's say there was FIFA 18 and then FIFA Ultimate Team, and FIFA 18 didn't control or have Ultimate Team in it. I think then FIFA 18 might suffer tremendously in sales and such, and that's why I don't think as a business move EA will do that. But that's what I would personally, love to see. Edward Owen says, hey Nep, this may sound stupid and uneducated, but why is EA tax a thing? It takes 5% of all sales and goes nowhere. What are EA gaining from this? Hope this doesn't get lost in the comments. It's market control, basically. They're controlling the market to a degree by removing the coins, because if they didn't remove that 5% of every transaction, there would be literally hundreds of billions of more coins in this game, which would basically hyperinflate the market. So instead of Gareth Bale costing 500,000 coins, he'd probably be somewhere around 800,000 or 900,000 coins, maybe a million, maybe 1.2 million coins right now. So for your casual user, you would be unable to buy the players needed because you just wouldn't be able to compete with people that had spent time or money on the game just because of hyperinflation of absolutely every card because of no tax. It's an important part of the FUT economy. I'm sure if it was useless, EA would remove it. What a goal that was from Kalinoglu as well. But yeah, it's very important. Abby Nasir says, I think you should compete in a Gfinity tourney. Good for the series regardless of the outcome. What do you guys reckon to that? I'd be down for that. I might lose straight away in the first round. Might get embarrassed. Might get frustrated. But I'd definitely be down. I might look at the upcoming Gfinity tourneys. Make sure my squads are capable of being used in those tourneys and give it a shot. Who knows? Who knows where we'll finish up and where we'll come. I think that could be pretty interesting for the series. It'll give us a real true sense of how we fare up against the competitive players as well. I think that'd be, a hell of a lot of fun. Last but not least, Jim Hart says, Nep, I see that you sell all the silver and gold players that I have in my clubs for loads. How do you know when to sell them as you sell lots? It's literally just about the SBCs, dude. Every day, check at 6 PM when a brand new Squad Builder Challenge comes out. If that Squad Builder Challenge has the requirements that fit any of the needs of your players, just sell them. They'll sell for a huge amount. This was our final game here. I did have one more comment, by the way, guys, but it's super, super long. It's from Hafida Productions. It's got a lot of thumbs up. It's a really long comment, and it's about Ultimate Team chemistry, games played, FUT champions and stuff like that. I'm going to favourite it, and I'm going to read it in the next video because it's an important comment that I really want to answer and give you guys my opinion on. This is the final game of the episode. We're currently 9 wins, 0 losses. I was super happy. Was playing great FIFA. Then we come to this game. Score a goal early on. Brilliant. Concede a goal almost straight off the kickoff. Play the game out. Was a tough game. He was a good opponent. After half time, I started getting speed up lag. I got a lot of speed up lag last weekend league. And this weekend league, I started getting speed up lag in this game. Fortunately, I was 2-1 up after I scored this absolute rocket with Modric. So I was like, sweet, 2-1 up, I'm getting some speed up lag. Let me just defend this last 35-40 minutes. No problem, we'll be fine. Well, what happened? 60th minute comes in, made a sub, the game paused. I was like, I hope he disconnects. He didn't disconnect. I disconnected from the EA servers. I'm 2-1 up, 30 minutes to go. I've got the possession of the ball. I've just made some subs. And we got disconnected from the EA server. So absolutely gutted, guys. What could have been 10-0 is now 9-1, but still a really solid start. As I said, though, guys, I'm going to get into a live section of the video right now, so I will be right back. So, guys, I thought I'd do a little bit different now at the end of videos. Instead of just doing a post-com video and then ending it like that, I thought I'd actually, at the end of every 10-game session, just give a little talk about how things are going and how I'm feeling at that moment in time. Because otherwise, when Tuesday comes around and you get the end of the games, that could be like Saturday or Sunday's gameplay, and it just could be a little bit irrelevant. So I want to keep it a little bit fresh by doing this. So we're 9-1 after the 10 games. In game number 10, we were winning 2-1 with around 12, maybe 15, 18 minutes left, and we got kicked off the EA servers. It was a super close game. My opponent was pretty decent. He messaged me afterwards, like saying, did you get disconnected too? Because he got disconnected, and that was the 3rd time today that he's been booted off the game. So unlucky for him, but I'm just gutted because we was playing some good FIFA all day, man. Like, to be almost 10-0, you know, I'm like playing like alongside Marshall and Bateson, and I think they're both currently in the top 100. Where are they? So you got Bateson 87 is right there at number 11, 21 wins, and Marshall, where's M89YT? M89YT is right there at number 30 with 19 wins, and they are both yet to lose. So we're in the chat obviously having discussion, like giving a little bit of banter back and forth, and I'm like, well, I'm 9-0 boys, and now I'm 2-1 up, you know, 70th minute, my 10th game, about to be 10-0, no worries, and bang, I get booted off the servers. It's just gutting, guys, honestly, it's gutting. A little bit about this team, really, really enjoying it. You'll see throughout the episode, obviously, you would have seen throughout the episode, I made some changes. I got rid of Thomas. I didn't yet put a shadow card on him, but I got rid of him just because it just felt not quite right. So I wanted to get this Casemiro instead. Basically, the aim was to get rid of Iborra and Thomas and go for Casemiro and Rodriguez. So we got rid of Iborra instantly and got Casemiro. Great to have him in the team. He's near identical to Iborra, just with a little more pace and a little less shooting. But that's a weigh-in that I'll happily take. And then for Thomas, I used him for a fair few games afterwards until marquee matchups came out. Then we was able to afford James Rodriguez. James Rodriguez has been great for us. Obviously, those goals don't count. Now, this team is solid, dudes. I can't complain about it. There's one thing in this team that seems to let me down time and time again, and it's Gareth Bale's weak foot. There was so many occasions. He's done all right. 34 games, 10 goals, 14 assists. It's not the worst, you know. That's a decent goal-to-game ratio for a winger. But like I say, my biggest problem is the amount of chances he's missed on that 3-star weak foot till now haven't been important because there's not been a game where it's been like, okay, that was the difference. But I'm sure over the next 30 games, there's going to be a game or two where if he ends up putting it away with his weak foot, I would have ended up winning the game. But up till now, it hasn't been too disappointing. I am over the moon pleased with Luis Suarez. 86 goal contributions in 88 games, which is amazing in itself, but considering how bad his stats were 20, 30, 40 games ago because we used him as a sub in last weekend's weekend league for so much, he's really pulling his goal to game and goal contribution per game ratio way up. But the star of the show is just Cristiano Ronaldo. 35 goals and 10 assists in 29 games. You know, these are all Division 1 and Foot Champs games. People said that me getting Ronaldo was a mistake for this series. It's not a mistake. This was a very, very wise purchase. He has been instrumental in aiding us along win after win after win. I know a lot of people also were a bit skeptical about Martinez playing for the club because he's 5'11". He's been fantastic. No problems with him at all. Him and Varane are great. Jordi Alba's been great. Juan Fran has been great. Oblak's been great. Getting Modric for the team was a wise choice as well. You know, we were going to use Kovacic. Happy we got Modric. Only 1 goal and 1 assist. But my goals and assists come from the top 3 constantly. You'll see there with Casemiro. Casemiro 6-1 and 1. You know, Modric 17-1 and 1. James Rodriguez, I don't think Rodriguez has scored yet. 3 and 1. He has got 1 goal. And then Thomas, you know, 14-0 and 5. So the goals don't come from the midfield. Dembele's come on as a sub a couple of times, hasn't really got involved too much. I usually only make my subs around 65 to 70th minute. So quite often, even when they do come on, they only get like 20 minutes maximum. And the same with Ben Yedder. Doesn't really get involved much just because of the amount of time that he spends on the field. And then Calhanoglu has been another sub that I brought on a fair few times. And again, he's scored 1 absolutely phenomenal goal, but in general doesn't really get involved too much. And then Renato Sanchez, superstar. I bring him on every game around the 65th minute, usually for James Rodriguez at this stage, and it was for Thomas before, because James Rodriguez, as good as he is, has pretty low stamina levels. So Sanchez comes in for Rodriguez, and that's the team we run with. But I'm really happy with how this team's going, dudes. You know, very, very pleased with how the games are going. We've sold some more items. I started this weekend. I thought, you know, it's time to start being a little bit more persistent with the club and getting rid of the players. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Sorry, not the players, the contracts, the consumables. Finally starting to list up all these injury cards and contracts and stuff that I've got available. A lot of it doesn't sell, but those contracts, they sell, you know, 5, 8, maybe 10 every time I list them for 250 or 300 coins. I've got a lot of these Japanese. I actually need to, after this hour's done, I need to change their prices because they're not going to sell for 1,400. They need to go down to like 400 or 500. And then I've got a few pages of just stuff that's just sat here doing nothing. But we're back up to almost 20,000 coins. We've obviously got a fantastic club. And I think going forwards, guys, in terms of team and how to fit Ronaldo into the team going forwards, obviously, I've enjoyed my Eden Hazard, right? Eden Hazard for me has been very, very, very influential in this team. So once we finish now, what I've got here is basically going to be what I think the team's going to be. I'm either going to start with this team, put Arnautovic into midfield and Ronaldo on as a sub at right forward straight away and play with that. Or I'm going to start with Arnautovic there and sub Ronaldo on for Arnautovic and perhaps stick with like an Emre Can or Roberto Firmino in the midfield. But one way or another, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be a main player in this team for the rest of the year, essentially. Until we can upgrade him to the 99 Ronaldo, if we can ever do that, of course, he will be the dude for us. You know, look at what he's done already. 45 goal contributions in 29 games. That's over 1.5 goals per game, and it shows. Anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.